Today we will talk about forest gardens, their history, which dates back to indigenous tribes, and how they are made and cultivated. We will also go over soil biodiversity in forest gardens and which soil is more biodiverse, the forest garden soil or a non-profit forest garden soil.
Farmers and indigenous people use these gardens because they can mix certain type of plants that will grow together and will have multiple options when it's time for harvesting. It will also provide shelter for different types of animals. These forest gardens will last for centuries, and research shows that with the right care and the environment around, it will be enough for them to grow and last over 150 years.
Anyone. Forest garden is an area of plants that are low maintenance and consist of plants such as trees and medicine plants like elderberry. A hedgerow it also is low maintenance and is more compact and for more biodiversity in small areas. The similarities between these two are that they grow in the same plants like elderberry, strawberries, and other different flower varieties and can survive on their own up to 150 years.
The hedgerow is an important part because it gives lots of biodiversity and it gives flowering all year. And that's why native planting is a big piece of building a hedgerow because it gives lots of habitat and it gives us nutrients for the plants and soil. That's why when building a hedgerow, it's important to put 1.3 feet apart because it gives us the shade and also the habitat for animals all year long.
So first we took 6 different samples of soil around the farm, 3 from the hedgerows that have been planted for 3 years, and 3 from a grassy area. We mixed up the soil samples from the same area and made glass slides for the dirt samples. After making the glass slides, we add H2O to the soil and then put 2 drops on each glass slide, and we mix it with a bit of water, and then we viewed them in the microscopes. Each one looked very distinct from the other. The hedgerow soil was found to be more biodiverse and full of bacteria and fungi. This is helpful for the hedgerow because it provides plenty of nutrients and helps the hedgerow grow to provide habitat and food for different animals. The non-hedgerow soil has bacteria but not as much biodiversity compared to the hedgerow soil.
For Coast Salish people, land access is very little compared to how much the government controls. The government is taking the right from these indigenous tribes to take care and create more forest gardens. Indigenous tribes had always used their own creative knowledge to create and grow these hedgerows in the most simple and natural way, like their ancestors did. 44% of the forest land is under government control, and 7% is controlled by indigenous.